Hello again, everyone. Stavros here, playing a Legacy League with my favorite deck, Black-Green Pox. All right, lots have changed over the past few days, lots of bannings in Legacy. And with that, I'm also kind of making a big change to the deck, so I've named it Black-Green Pox 4.0. And I'll just go through the entire deck. It's actually 61 cards for now. I'm not sure what to remove. I might just play this league with 61 cards and then see how it goes from there. But yeah, I should get it down to 60 cards at some point. So land base is similar to before. It's exactly the same. 5 fetchable lands, 6 fetch lands, 3 Orborgs, 3 utility lands, which is Cabalpin, Nurturing Peatland, and Bojuka Bog. 6 copies of the combo, and the 4 Wastelands. That's kind of my standard mana base. I've kept this all along. It's 27 lands. It works with the 4 mana accelerants that we have, Mox Diamond. And it kind of works pretty well because it has the required black producing lands that this deck needs. So from all these lands, if I just count what produces black, it's these 4 lands, the 6 fetch lands, that's 11, the 3 Urborgs, that's 14, 15 Cabal Pit, 16 Nurturing Peatland. Oh, no, that's 15 actually. Sorry, I added that incorrectly. And then with 4 Mox Diamonds, that's 19 first turn black producing lands. And then Bojuka Bog also helps for turn 2 and going forward. So it's around 19 to 20 sources, and that helps with all these kind of black spells that we have here, double black spells, which are the core of the deck. I've left the core of the deck the same. 4 Hymn, 4 Smallpox, 4 Abrupt Decay. There is a consideration to break the abrupt decays up and include something else. The 2 primary targets for abrupt decay are Nargon, Oko, and Dreadhorde have been banned, so there are fewer kind of high impact targets. That being said, it is Legacy. The format is hyper efficient. I'm sure there'll be enough targets out there. One thing that I am worried about is the return of kind of bigger planeswalkers. And mainly that's Karn, Great Creator, and also Jace the Mind Sculptor, Big Jace. And so because of that, I've actually decided to include 2 Vampire Hex Mages into the deck. Here they are. Annoyingly, and I'm not sure why, I think they're different versions. I have 2 different versions, and the text is slightly different on both of them, even though they're exactly the same. One is bigger, the other one is smaller. But anyways, 2 Vampire Hex Mages. I think they work really well with the deck. Obviously, they help with Dark Depths Thespian stage. They can kill any Planeswalker and trade 1 for 1. Probably at a card disadvantage because all the Planeswalkers give people cards. But it is a good solution to Planeswalkers, and if they're not running big Planeswalkers in their combo, it allows us to threaten a turn 2 combo through Orborg, Depths, and Hexmage, or even Depths, Swamp, Mox Diamond, and Hexmage, kind of turn 2, and then win on turn 3, which means we could start potentially racing something like Elves. Not impossible, but we just have to look out for Assassin's Trophy. Now, Assassin's Trophy was my other consideration for one of the Abrupt Decay spots. Everyone in the Pox Discord thinks it's great. It probably is really good. It is a great card, but giving lands to other people is just not really in my nature. So I'm not going to put it in. I might consider Maelstrom Pulse, but that is way too slow. So for now, I'm leaving before Abrupt Decay, and I'll see what happens over the next few leagues. Maybe one or 2 of them have to go because the main targets have gone away. But I think Abrupt Decay is just such a great catch-all answer that plays around our main issues of counter spells. So I think it's good to go. I think it's good to be 4 of here. Then we have the 2 kind of land recursion cards, 1 Loam, 1 Crucible. The other part of the deck, which I call the glue, which is 3 Sylvan Library, used to be 2 Living Wish, but now I've gone for the Sylvan Scrying. Now, there are a few reasons to do that. One is I freed up 5 sideboard slots, which means we can address at least one more matchup. And the other reason is that non-basics are probably going to come back in a really big way, and fetching Wasteland against some of these decks, it's going to be pretty good, but also I can equally fetch the combo, or I can fetch one of my utility lands. Fetching Bazooka Bog is pretty cool also, but fetching Cabal Pit when I have Crucible going, for example, could just be a lockout against DNT, for example, because DNT doesn't have many greater than 2 toughness creatures because of Recruiter or whatnot. So it's kind of cool to be able to fetch some of those lands. The question is, why wouldn't I include something like Tabernacle? That's always a consideration. I'll probably look at it over the next few leagues, but Tabernacle and Dark Depths, they don't produce mana. It can get a bit dicey. And if I want to stay at 27 lands, I don't think I can support 4 non-mana producing lands, but we'll see about that. So yeah, that's the glue. The one problem with this is it kind of opens us up to surgical on Dark Depths. Before, if someone for surgical Dark Depths, I would just cast Living Wish, get it from the side, and then just go off that way, and that would be fine. That would work. Now that doesn't work, so that means that I have to make sure that there are enough win conditions in the deck, and we'll get into that kind of a bit afterwards. So Vampire Hexmage could be a win condition. It's a 2/1. It's not great. It's a decent blocker. First strike is relevant. It blocks a bunch of elves, I guess, and some DNT creatures. So it can delay people. It could kill someone under Trinisphere, I guess. So that's one way to win. But then we'll get into some other kill conditions later on. 4 lock pieces, 2 Trinispheres, 2 chalices. The main thing I always hear is why run only 2 chalices? Why either run 4 or 0? I don't really agree with that. I don't see chalice as a piece. Like, this isn't a pure prison deck where I'm looking to Ancient Tomb Chalice, follow it up with, I don't know, Rotting Registrar or something big that kills immediately. I'm looking to kind of disrupt, deploy lock pieces, win slowly, which is probably the worst way to do it, but it's the way that I enjoy doing it. And I think I've run this before, 2 Trinisphere, 2 Chalices. Chalices help get the combo through swords. They're a great turn 1 way to interact with extremely fast combo, like Oops All Spells, which could be making a comeback, or at least to delay something like Tez, perhaps, by hitting Lotus Petals, Leads, or something like that. And also it's really good against Blue Orza Echo, which could be making a comeback also. So yeah, I think I'm keeping those in this split. I might reconsider it, and we'll see if we have to go for 1-drops fully. The 3 Lilianas have remained. And then the other changes that I have made is I've removed Liliana Last Hope, put her in the sideboard, and also removed Vraska Golgari Queen. Now, Vraska Golgari Queen, the reason is, yeah, Oko and Dreadhorde are gone. So, yeah, it's a good lockdown piece, but I feel I have enough Abrupt Decay effects. I feel like, well, the ultimate is kind of blank text for this deck. I don't have enough creatures to do anything with that. The +1, it draws cards, but I have to sacrifice permanents, so that kind of sometimes gets in the way. The life gain is pretty cool. So I'm willing to try something different, not draw something different. And I'm willing to try Karn. I've played with Karn before. I have 9 artifacts. It's not quite enough, so this might be the first thing to go after this league. So it's just a test. I used to run more like 10 to 12 artifacts, and I think that would have been better. But pretty much can be guaranteed that I'll have 1 artifact down at least when Karn comes down. And against some decks, just creating those 2 tokens is kind of good enough after quite a bit of disruption. It's a good kill condition, and also it plays really nicely with Sylvan Library. You look at the top 3 cards, take the favorite one, put 2 back, exile them to Karn, get a random one from whatever the opponent chooses, and then look another fresh 3 cards. So that's a really nice interaction there. But even digging deeper a bit, it helps, and it's ticks up to 6 loyalty, so it can't really be killed that easily. And at least creatures can focus on it. So that's one of the new 4 drops. Then the other one is Polykranos, which is actually, yeah, a Greek name, I guess, in a way. This seems like a very interesting card. It is a win condition, and it could be a pretty fast one if it's escaped. It plays well with Loam. It's creature removal. If I untap with it, then I can pretty much kill probably any creature on the field, but well, barring like protection and all these other things. It's a 6/6. That's pretty big, and if it comes in escaped, it's a 12/12. So that's probably the biggest creature on the field, barring I guess Emrakul, which at that point I don't think I'm winning anyways. And yeah, just because it plays well with Loam, I can discard the smallpox early on, and then just when I get into position and stabilize, I escape it, I attack twice, and then the opponent is dead. So I think it's pretty cool. I'll give it a try. It is for 4 CC. It's legendary, so it doesn't play well against Caracas, which also Marit Lage is legendary, and also doesn't play against swords really well, which most creatures don't. So, yeah, I mean, that's not great, but I think most creatures don't play well against swords, so that's not a biggie. Okay, so that's the 61 cards in the main, but um, I'll look to whittle them down to 60 cards at some point. Probably get rid of the Karn or the Polykranos, but depends how it goes. Maybe I'll get rid of the Vampire Hex Mages. I feel like I'm going too close to depths. Turbo depths, and maybe I'm losing a bit of the pox feel. So we'll see how that goes. Now for the side, which is pretty interesting, is because I've been able to get rid of Living Wish, I've freed up quite a few slots, and this is what I've kind of got into until now. Over here are the 5 slots that I've actually freed up, which is 4 Duress and a Lost Legacy. So these are 100% there to combat Doomsday, Show and Tell, and Oops All Spells. Those are pretty popular online. I think they're unaffected by the bans. Well, I think that's accurate to say. They haven't lost anything, and I think I run into probably one of them in every kind of liga that I play. So I think it's good to have something in there. So my plan right now against them is kind of similar to what I had before, but it's more disruption. And if I can resolve Lost Legacy, I can kind of win against. I think if I play Lost Legacy against Doomsday and name Thassa's Oracle, I don't think they have anything else. But and Show and Tell equally, and against Oops All Spells, I'm not sure what I name. I'll have to figure that out. But probably something like Narcomoebo or something like that. I'm not sure exactly. Um, and yeah, I can disrupt early now, disrupt further with him, smallpox, something like that. Aim to win a bit faster with Vampire Hexmage in the combo. And I still have lock pieces to kind of more lock the game if I get there. So I think I have a slightly better game against combo with this. Against kind of creatures going wide, I've left these 4 in there. I've left Liliana in because I like the interaction with Vampire Hexmage, being able to recur Vampire Hexmage. I will be bringing in Liliana against kind of control decks that will have those bigger planeswalkers. So Liliana, I think, will be pretty useful. And Golgari Charm is the fastest way to get -1/-1, and it helps as enchantment removal in case that is relevant. Sometimes it is. So it's good against elves. It's pretty good against D&T lately because Flicker Wisp, Spirit of the Labyrinth, Thalia, Mother of Runes, they're all 1 toughness. So it kind of works against that. Yeah. And then Toxic Deluge is kind of for the bigger sweeper if needed. I've included that in there. It is the best sweeper that I think we have in our possession as Pox, but it still feels like if it gets countered, that's game. You've taken damage, then they attack you with the creatures and you die. So you have to kind of probably maybe bring in some duress, hit those counter spells, and then get Toxic Deluge through. Sometimes it's even a bit slow, like on the draw against Elves, giving them a turn 3 without any interaction, that would be difficult. But him into that is definitely good against Elves if you can get there. The rest are kind of similar. Again, I've left Sorcerer's Spyglass, 2 of them in there. They help against those 4-mana Planeswalkers. They help against a number of things, Ether Vials. So I think that they're pretty good. I think they're good to bring in. And then, of course, some Graveyard Hate, which I think is really good also. And I think Leyline, I don't think I'm ever going back from Leyline. It's just been so incredibly useful that I'm definitely keeping it in. Okay, so yeah, that's the gist of it. That's the whole thing. No other changes. I think this has been quite a few. I think in total, the cards that have changed are 2, 4, 6, 7 cards, and 5 in the side. That's 12 cards. So that is a very substantial change. And I'm looking forward to this league and seeing how things go. So let's go straight into Constructed here. Let's see, 61 cards, 15 in the sideboard. I'll keep the 61 cards. I know that's not correct, but you know, that should be okay. Okay, let's see. We don't want to play a Legacy Challenge. We want to play a Legacy League, right? BGPox 4.0, we'll play with play points. Join. Okay, and we have 7 weeks to complete this. That's pretty good. Let's go straight into the first match. At 17 minutes into the video already, I've been talking for quite a bit. But yeah, it's good to go over a brief deck tech and why some things have changed in there. And I'll also make sure to put in the timestamps below so people don't have to listen to it if they don't want to. Okay, still looking for a match. Well, let's see. We can go back to the deck and have a look at that. Yeah, I think probably Karn is the one that I want to go, but that does leave me open to, like, if opponents knew the deck, I think they would look to surgical things if they had surgical dark depths, and then just play a bunch of swords and win from there. That would be pretty pretty good against us. But thankfully, not many opponents know the deck or suspect what we're playing. This is a good hand against. I think against a creature deck. So I'm keeping it. I'm hoping that they're a creature deck, and then we'll see what happens. I have definitely enough mana. I can play around Stifle by just playing my Swamp. And yeah, that should be good enough. So Bayou into Nettle Sentinel. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I might just go for, depending on what I draw here, I might just go for Smallpox turn 1. Abrupt Decay. Okay. I could go Abrupt Decay. Yeah, will I draw another land is the question here. I hope I do. I hope I do. that is the honest answer I have. I could just Abrupt Decay here and hope that they don't have another land. Because what I'm expecting here is maybe, well, I'm expecting Elves, and what I'm expecting here is, what am I expecting here? I'm expecting Heritage Druid into maybe Cradle next turn, and then go off with a Glimpse and another Elf. that could happen. So I think we're in the danger zone. This could easily win us the game. We know we're getting rid of Liliana, and we're getting rid of our swamp, and then we're going to just get a nice bayou because they don't have wasteland. We can play that. They got rid of their heritage druid. That's cool. Okay, so if they play no land here, I would be very happy. Okay, that's a land, but I don't think I'm playing that. I'm just waiting for another. Yeah, I'm going to wait for another land. Maybe I'll abrupt decay them, kind of end of turn. I'll abrupt decay whatever they play. They can't be playing many things. Oh, they play Cradle. Yeah. Okay. So it sacrifice a creature, sacrifice a land. So I can abrupt decay, end of turn that. Sacrifice a creature, sacrifice a land. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So that's not obviously that's not great. Vampire Hexmage. Do I go down to 0 lands? I mean, I run many more lands than they do, right? I could play a Vampire Hexmage and just go for broke, but I am happy going down to 0 lands and hoping that they don't draw anything, right? Yeah, let's see. I'm more likely to draw lands, I believe. They're less likely. They're going to have 2 cards in hand. Of course, they can do something off of 1 land, which we can't. But let's see. If they have no other land, then we're just playing on our own, kind of. Okay, that's something. Now, 1 more land and tick up Liliana would be nice. Okay. Now, that could be a problem for us. Maybe I was a bit too aggressive there. Yeah, maybe a bit too aggressive. Let's see. Well, okay. That's weird. They're attacking. Oh, yeah, and then they play afterwards, of course. That makes sense. Heritage Druid. Now, that's a scary one. Okay. That will help us slightly, assuming that they don't have Elisar Shepherd, which, it could turn really bad for us here. Could turn really bad. Oh, they have another land. Yeah, they run 14 lands, right? So I feel like maybe I should have gotten there. Okay, this is pretty good for us. I wonder, do I go? Yeah, I probably go this and try to get them down to nothing, and then next turn I can. Okay, they're going to try to overwhelm us. Oh, they're just going to beat us with that. Okay, that was pretty bad, I have to say. We're just going to concede the game here, unless. Yeah, we're going to concede the game here. We know what's coming. Okay, that was. Maybe I lost that on my own. Maybe I didn't. It's hard to say at this point. But at least we know what we're going for here. I think probably duress isn't good enough. I think our 4 things are good enough. And then I think we're going to have some trouble finding, what to remove. Probably Sylvan Scrying is good to remove. Trinisphere might be a bit too slow. Leon of the Veil isn't great against them, and Recurring Lands is not great. They run a few basics. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's good. But Jukabog is not good, right? Okay. Oh, we have to have 61 cards, of course, yeah, because we were playing 61 cards. That makes sense. So what do we do in this case, is the question. What do we put in? We have our way to interact early. We have some of our chalices isn't that good anymore against them, which is really weird. Against elves, it used to be so good. Vampire Hexmage. Maybe I should have played it a bit, a bit that way because then I could have dropped Liliana. They couldn't have attacked. Yeah, that might have been better. Um, hmm. Abrupt Decay isn't that good, actually. Trading 1 for 1 with elves is not the best thing to do. So I think I'm going to go with something weird like this. Um, I have a lot of things that if they resolve, I'm pretty good. I'd like to play first. Chalice on 1, followed by Trinisphere, followed by not drawing anything for a while. They could still play Alshore Shepherd, but will they have... Yeah, will they get there? I think I'm mulliganing this. If some of these were slightly different, like if I had a 1 black source, that would be cool. That could be cool. I think I have to mulligan. This is better. This is better. I'm going to keep this one. I think it's good enough. I think I can probably get rid of the Crucible because recurring isn't that good and start with a hymn. And start with a hymn, right? So, yeah. It's not the best. It's not the best, but we're going to hope to draw into something, right? That wasn't great. I would have rather seen hit a land and seen that, right? But that's okay. I can follow it up with another hymn. They don't have another land. Okay. Now all we need is another land. Now we need another land. Okay. Okay. This should be good because at least it gives us so whenever they play a creature or fetch a creature, we'll be going straight up for Smallpox and Liliana, the Last Hope. So, they have a lot of. They can go for Progenitus. It doesn't really matter. That's a good draw. Also, more hymns, more hymns, please. A Crater Hoof. That's not good for them. I think I'm going to take the Liliana up to 8, maybe. It's hard to say, but. Bayou. Oh, okay. They probably have the Abrupt Decay, right? Okay. Another Thespian stage. So maybe this is good enough. Yeah, probably now is the time to do this. It's not going to get better. I have to get rid of their things. I'm going to get rid of a Thespian stage. And then I'm hoping to get a Dark Depths, really. That's what I want to draw. Sylvan Scrying wouldn't be bad, of course. It's essentially a Dark Depths. They're getting a Dryad Arbor and a Nettle Sentinel. Okay, so they have a clock. It's not a huge clock, but they have a clock. Chalice on 1 is something. Yeah, we're kind of at the mercy of the top deck gods here. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. Then they're going to play. Oh, they might play a Visionary. Or no, they didn't have one. Okay, this is definitely something. So, will they Abrupt Decay that, or do they have an Abrupt Decay? Even is the question. They Yeah, I'm going to use that, definitely, and get a swamp. Okay. They had the abrupt decay. They got us there. Smallpox wouldn't be bad here. Now it would be worse, obviously, but it's still something. Okay. We're copying that, and we're getting rid of that. And we're passing to them. They still have a clock. Maybe we can get rid of their last land. We have a Chalice of the Void. We have to get rid of 2 creatures, or else we die. That was, yeah. Oh, they're going to untap that. Okay, that's fair enough. We're not going to do the Wasteland. I feel like Dark Depths is our better hope here. Let's see. Oh, Star Shepherd from them would be pretty good. Of course. Now the question is, do I Wasteland here and then turn off their Nettle Sentinel, essentially, and that way get myself quite a few more turns, but I can't draw Dark Depths. I feel like I should be more aggressive and go for the Dark Depths. Yeah, I think I'll go for the Dark Depths. I don't know if that's right. Okay. Yeah, that can happen, of course. This can go on for a bit. I if I do this, and so what happens here? I take 3. I'm down to 5, and then if they have another land, another 1-drop, I'm in real trouble. But I could always draw something. So yeah, let's see. They're going to attack. I think I'll go for it. Maybe I should have done it the previous turn. It's a bit annoying, but you know, what can we do? Okay, let's hope that this gives us exactly what we need. Even an abrupt decay wouldn't be bad. They don't have a land. They'll attack with a visionary. And we're down to 4, which is pretty concerning. Okay, we drew the Dark Depths. We drew double Dark Depths. Yeah, okay. Let's see if they try to play something and untap the Nettle. So if they don't, do I go for the Visionary then? I think I almost have to. It's a bit of a stupid play, but I don't like it. But I'm going to do it. Okay. So now what we have to do is dodge a turn. Is it dodge a turn or like dodge something, right? I'm going to cast this. Rid of that. Okay, let's dodge something here. Let's try to dodge something. Did we dodge it? Oh, we dodged it. Okay. We're not replacing anything. Okay. Yes. No, I'll just look at the top cards. Now I'm just going to go for my 2020 and knowing that they don't really have anything they can do. Yeah. Okay, we have 15 minutes left. We won that one. It was way too close. And yeah, maybe I should have gone for that Bayou earlier, but they already had they already had me down to a bit, and I thought I could draw the Dark Depths. I ended up drawing the Dark Depths, but that doesn't. That's how after the Sylvan Library. So we would have gone there, I think, maybe either way. I think that that clock was pretty fast. It was 3 a turn, and they definitely had enough to fuel it for a long time. Um, Now, do I run this back? I mean, I do like the various ways of interaction that we have here. They're all really good. I'm actually liking the targeted abrupt decay to hit like an Allosaurus Shepherd or something like that, which they will leave in because they've seen chalices. Um, yeah, so I think I'm going with the same thing. It's kind of hard to say here. If they get a quick start, we probably lose the game. We have Golgari Charm. We don't have the right land to actually go for. Um, hmm, did they mull? If they mulliganed, I might consider this. 7 cards in hand. This all hinges on us drawing, getting to turn 3, right? Because if we get to turn 3, we can turn 2 Sylvan Scrying for a land that makes the right mana, and then Golgari Charm, and then Smallpox them, which should be enough. But the thing is, do we get to turn 3? If they get, I feel if they get to turn 3, we're kind of toast. That being said, we could just draw a land, right? We have 2 draws to draw any Mox Diamond, any black and green source. Um, Even a Toxic Deluge wouldn't be terrible. I think I'm going to take the risk here. Double Wasteland isn't great. Can I get a better 6? Because I feel here, if I'm able to go Golgari Charm, then I Sylvan Scrying for the combo, right? And I think I win from there. Or I play Wasteland, Smallpox, get rid of Wasteland, then go for Sylvan Scrying. And I think I'm kind of ahead there. So I think I'm going to take the risk. Let's see if it pays out. This is a marginal one. I'm gonna admit that this is not probably not the greatest keep. Okay, another Wasteland. I think we have to start with Swamp. I know that if we play Wasteland, they're gonna fetch. They're probably gonna fetch Dryad Arbor, right? So I think Wasteland is actually pretty good here. It gets us into one more turn, right? Yeah, yeah, they're not fetching it because. Okay, okay. All right, we could be in major trouble here. Green sun for x equals 1. Um, okay. Yeah. Another elf will get them, make them able to. We're in dire need of a Mox Diamond here, right? Or else, well, we can make the choice actually in our turn about what to go for. Maybe I should have gone for Swamp to have Golgari Charm a chance. Yeah, that's a way to punish my choices. Would double Wasteland be good enough here and then hope for Mox Diamond? Because I feel like if I hit Gaia's Cradle, which I think I should be hitting here, um, they only have 2 mana if I hit both of them, right? So maybe double Wasteland is just good enough and it allows me to play those 2 extra turns. On the other hand, single Wasteland on Gaia's Cradle um, might also be good enough because it allows me to deploy my Swamp and then next turn Wrath whatever they play. If they have another Gaia's Cradle, what happens? I lose the game? Um, hmm. Yeah, I feel like I snookered myself here. If I had played a swamp, well, I stopped them from fetching Dryad Arbor end of turn. They would have gone, they would have had more, because they would have played with Dryad Arbor, Nettle Sentinel. They would have tapped Gaia's Cradle 2 mana, maybe glimpsed into Birch Lure into something else. Now they've just gone wide with that. So I think I'm going to go for, my gut is telling me double Wasteland. It's a bit ridiculous, but that means that if we draw Mox Diamond, we're really in business. We're really, really well. If we don't, we've got a chance because we've hit kind of their main mana pieces, and maybe they can't do anything else. I feel like they probably have a natural order in hand, and if we hit Dryad Arbor, they can do it. If we hit Gaia's Cradle, they can do 1, 2, 3, and another land, right? So yeah, I think I'm going for double Wasteland. It's ridiculous, but let's try to be a bit ridiculous and see what happens. We might just outright lose the game, but you know that's okay. A scavenging ooze. Okay, that's not the worst thing I've seen in my life. That's the worst thing I've seen. That cradle is like lights out pretty much. Well, almost. I'm surprised that they. Well, maybe they'll play something afterwards. Hmm. So now they have two toughness creatures, which is a bit of an issue. I think we have to start with some lands. We next turn we could just lose the game, but a wasteland. They have got too much power on board. They get rid of wastelands in a Dryad Arbor. Go to 20, and I think they've won this one. Yeah, they'll sack Birchland. No, they're sacking that one. How much damage is that? Let's see. Well, let's let it play out, but this seems extremely unlikely that it's going to be a good good thing for us. They probably have 18, right? 6, 4, 18. Okay. Well, yeah. I think I took a risk there. I stopped. I was thinking more like, they'll have to go for. I thought they would want to go for Dryad Arbor, and it would be enough for me to hit him that way. That was probably a mistake on my end. If I had gone for that, they still had quite a few 2 drops. It would have started built Birchler range, and I would have gotten a 2-for-1, so that might have been enough. But I wouldn't have been able to hit Cradle, which would have been pretty good. Um, Regardless, well, it would have made 1 mana. With any other 1-drop, it would have been really good. So maybe a mistake from my end, maybe not. I'm not sure, but relatively close game. I feel like maybe I could have won the first one if maybe things were sequenced a bit better. I went for the kind of, well, the approach that they run 15 lands, I run 27 lands. Well, 24 mana producing ones, so I'll draw lands faster than them. They drew lands faster than us, and we didn't draw the right cards. But I think this is the problem with playing a non-blue deck. We're kind of waiting for our top decks and hoping that we hit some good stuff. Okay. Um, I guess in that last game, if they didn't have, like, what would have been the best scenario? They didn't have another land. They didn't have a cradle. They didn't have a land, and the only thing that they could do was either attack or decide to, or play a 1-drop. I guess they would attack, play a 1-drop, tap the 2 elves, maybe play something else. So I think it would have worked out in that specific case, and if they hadn't drawn a land and a cradle, but they had enough in their hand to beat us. I wonder if duress is good enough in this case. Maybe not. Maybe not. It hits Glimpse and Natural Order and Green Sun. Those are generally good cards. They're cards that we can trade 1-for-1 with, and Natural Order is something that we're afraid of because they can do it turn 2 or 3. So maybe bringing in Duress. What we take out for Duress is kind of pretty unknown to me. I'm not really sure. Well, let's go into the next match and see how that goes. We're playing against Walshmat. Double Mox Diamond. They're playing first. We have a combo piece. We don't have much else, and we have Double Mox Diamond. If we had a Smallpox here, I'd probably keep Double Mox Diamond because I could just Smallpox it away. But right now, I guess I can keep because it's game 1, and I can just Abrupt Decay one of their threats, and then draw into something good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're not playing very seriously. That's something to take away from this this league. A Plains and a Mother Runes. So I can Abrupt Decay that. That's something. Or maybe Smallpox, it would be nice. Okay, another land. That's something also. So I guess I'm going for cast that. I'll get rid of Cabal Pit. I'll play that. Go for a swamp. So I'm slightly safe, and I'll hit the Mother Runes just to make sure that I can start killing other things afterwards. And they'll probably play, maybe they followed up with Thalia. I think they would have gone for Aether Vial if they had Aether Vial. Turn 1. So Thalia or Rishadan Port, another Mother Runes. And they can't port us, which is pretty cool. Okay. They can't port us during our upkeep. We play this. Do I play a Vampire Hex Mage? I wonder. Probably we'll play one. Is it likely that they only have 2 lands? Because if I play Trinisphere, I'm at the mercy of, they play Thalia, then they start porting me. So I think I'm going to deploy the Vampire Hex Mage, see what happens with that. Maybe not a great idea, but maybe I should keep it in hand. I'm not really at all experienced with how to play Vampire Hex Mage, except for getting him off the board for the combo, right? That's clear what has to be done there. Let's see what turn 3 looks like. It looks like Skyclave to me. It looks like Recruiter. Okay. Recruiter for Flicker Wisp. Okay. To Blink Recruiter, right? Okay. We haven't really drawn to anything great, I have to say. We've drawn into another Vampire Hex Mage, and now we have 2 Thespian stages, 2 Vampire Hex Mage, and we're wondering what went wrong in our lives. Why did we do this to ourselves? That's one thing we could be wondering. We can't attack. I'm just going to pass. This is not going well. I'm going to say that. This is not going well at all. We can't even attack in. They have Mother Runes. They might think that we don't have many lands. So I think that's a rookie mistake. Yeah, that's kind of a rookie mistake. And Skyclave for the Mox Diamond. But little do they know that we have the solution to that. Oh, not for the Mox Diamond. For the Skyclave Apparition. for the Vampire Hex Mage, sorry. I guess what would be the ideal thing to see here? Polikranos wouldn't be bad. Karn wouldn't be bad. Um, a 2020, I'd probably do the 2020 because I think my chances are getting kind of low. I'd probably just go 2020. Like, yeah, 2020. Okay, Flicker Wisp and that. Cool. I like this. So we hit their anti 2020. Sanctum Prelay for, I'm guessing 2. Okay. Now that's pretty serious stuff. Now I think we have to go for 2020. Let's hope that we naturally draw it because everything else is turned off. Yeah. Hmm. Well, let's wait and see what they do. I mean, I don't think they're doing anything. I think they just have the stops in various areas. Oh, Wasteland. So they don't have actually that many things to do there. I'm wondering if well, Vampire doesn't really do anything, right? So I'm probably just going to go Wasteland them. And then I'm going to play the Vampire. I can't actually block anything because they can Mother of Runes it, but let's see. Maybe I'll get lucky and draw something decent. I could have played the Trinisphere there, actually, but it wouldn't have made a difference. Okay, that's pretty serious damage. I can't block anything. Oh, wait a minute. How did I play this when the chosen number is 2? Yeah, we're gonna lose this game, but that's a bit weird, right? Right? Unless non-creature spells. Oh, it's only non-creature. Okay. So yeah, exactly. Haven't been used to playing creatures for ages. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna lose this unless we draw a sweeper, which we don't have in the main. So I think we're conceding this game and going to the next one. We didn't have a chance there. So what do we do for the next one? I think Toxic Deluge is good. Liliana Last Hope is good. These are definitely considerations. These ones definite considerations. What is not good? I guess really slow things. Trinisphere Chalice isn't that great. Southern Trinisphere, Recurring Lands. They play a lot of basics. Probably not the best. And I'm also going to take out is the library out. Should I take out one chalice? The last chalice? This plays good against Ether Vial, but is Ether Vial really exactly what we want to hit? We have ways to get rid of it. We have our Abrupt Decays, we have our Sweepers, we have our really big creature here that kind of tries to kill everything. We have... I wonder if Lost Legacy is like one of the things should be in the main. I'm going to go with this. But Jukabog is irrelevant, right? So maybe put something else that's slightly more relevant than that. I wonder if one Trinisphere, one Chalice is relevant enough. Okay, let's go with that. Play first, thank you. We don't really have the right lands here to keep this. We're going to mulligan it. We do have some lands here to keep this, or we're going to keep this one. I wonder if Loam is the way to go, or just combo is the way to go. Loam makes sure that we can play what we want. We don't exactly have the best mana base here. If they start destroying some of our lands, Sylvan Scrying gets us an extra land. Liliana gets rid of something. I could play Abrupt Decay into Liliana into something else. So I think I'm getting rid of the Loam. It's a close one, but I think I'm getting rid of it. If I had a fetch land, I think I would probably keep it. Yeah. Okay. Do I start with Thespian Stage? I'll start with that and see how it goes. And yeah, let's see how it goes. Nothing turn one. I guess punished, and they get punished. Yeah. I wonder what we will hit. Because I think that's a Thalia turn 2, right? Swords and Stoneforge. So they can't play the Stoneforge turn 2. That's something. They must have another 2-drop. Another Stoneforge. Okay, I can answer that with Liliana, which is something. They get Batterskull, of course. That's the one that they should be getting against us. Okay, Vampire Hexmage also. Okay, I think I'm just going for Liliana. I'm playing it a bit slow. I'm going to hit their Stoneforge. Then I have a way to get rid of maybe a... Well, Sanctum Prelate is what I'm pretty much afraid of, but an Abrupt Decay gets rid of that, and then I can also get a Vampire Hexmage if I draw a land. Caracas is good. Skycliff Apparition was what I was thinking that gets rid of Liliana. Yeah, that's a pretty good card, I've heard. Well, it is a pretty good card. They do have Caracas also. We got rid of one Swords. They have another Caracas in hand. Maybe if I can get a Wasteland or something like that, maybe I could just Wasteland them and go for the combo off of Sylvan Scrying. Maybe that's a thing. Or I could just get a 3/3. That's something. Of course, they can flicker it away. But maybe getting Dark Depths now, playing my Abrupt Decay on them, and going from there. And then I can deploy Vampire Hexmage next turn. Okay, let's try that, right? No, I can't get Dark Depths and play that. So that's not going to work. I could just slow it down. Slow it down, see what happens. I'm thinking that this is a good bait for a Wasteland, the Ouroborg. So if they do Wasteland that, that's not going to be bad for us. And a 3/3 and a 2/1 first strike might be probably not good enough, but he might be something. Not against D&T, but let's see. Okay, we get a 3/3. It can block a bunch of things. If they play Flicker Wisp against it, Congratulations to them. That could happen. They have a port. They play a Flicker Wisp against that. It's as if we knew. It's as if we knew exactly what would happen. Yeah. Okay. Well, this isn't going greatly, I have to say. Trinisphere is pretty useless here. So I think what I'm doing is I'm playing my Vampire Hex Mage. Next turn I'm going to get my Dark Depths and hope for a Wasteland, really. That's the only thing I can hope for. A Wasteland and an Abrupt Decay. And probably a few other things that I want to get. Yeah, this is going to be bad. Oh, okay. They named Vampire Hexmage, not Thespian Sage. Okay. They do have a pretty good clock. But Golgari Charm changes everything here. I was hoping for that, yeah. Do I get a Wasteland or do I get a Dark Depths? I think Dark Depths because Wasteland is more likely to draw. And then I just pass, yeah. And I have enough lands, so I'm hoping that they Wasteland me or they port me, really, because that should be cool. That should be okay. Because I have enough lands in my hand. Okay, no attackers. I'm gonna try to get a Golgari Charm. And now they can play Batterskull also. They can play Batterskull, but they might be worried that I might get 2020 and kill their Caracas. Okay. What do they get with Recruiter? Another Flicker Wisp. This is also not going that well, I have to say. I wish I could say that it's going a bit better, but okay. What if they don't have a sword in their hand? This is the question that I should be asking myself. If they don't have a sword in the hand, I've won. Yeah, I think it's not going to get better. I think I have too much pressure here. I'm going to go for it. And I will go for it. What if they have another Caracas in their hand? I mean, yeah, all of this could be true. If I go for it right now, they can Flicker Wisp it away, so that's not an option. I have to go for it end of turn. And attack. They can still Flicker Wisp it away, which is not a great thing for me, actually. Okay, maybe I have to change my plan, actually. My plan of attack. Maybe that leaves their Flicker Wisp back, though, right? They can't attack with a Flicker Wisp now. Yeah, they can't attack with that. No, they can attack with it. Do I want to gain 20 life is the other question that I have here. It's not bad because that allows me to draw, a Toxic Deluge or maybe a Liliana Last Hope, hit the Flicker Wisp, and then kind of go from there, hit the Revoker, hit the Flicker Wisp, and go from there. That could be decent. It gives me more time. Okay. If they have a Caracas, they have to play it. If they have a Wasteland, they have to play. Okay, let's let them. I'm not creating a 2020 to block. And I'm going to create a 20/20 end of turn. And if they have the swords, they have the swords. I don't know if this is a mistake, or maybe they thought they had Ether Vial. Maybe it could be a mistake. Let's see. They're really thinking about something here. I wonder what it is. They might. Do you think they'll play another Flicker Wisp now? Or if they play another Flicker Wisp, that means that they've screwed up. Okay. They're doing that Flicker Wisp. And now they can block. Do they have a third Flicker Wisp? Is a question. Okay. Oh, that's a misclick. Weird misclick. And what do they target with that? They target the Dark Depths. If I get a 20/20, I'll do it. I'll do it. At least this gives me a clock. And if they actually do have if they have the swords, yeah. I get 20 life, and maybe I can draw a Toxic Deluge. Gives me one more turn for a Toxic Deluge, right? Or something like that. Yeah. It's not great. This could be something. Okay. I guess what we're going to do is we're going to attack with this. And attack with this, attack with both of them. They have to block the 20/20 with a Flicker Wisp. And then on the crackback, I could take 6, so I'm not gonna attack with that. Or they block the Vampire Hexmage also? No. Okay. Maybe I gain 20 life, maybe not. Okay. I guess now the next thing to do is to probably look at getting rid of cards from hand. They'll have to keep the Flicker Wisp back. I'm not going to get rid of their cards. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of a Trinisphere and hope for the best there. They could attack Liliana, but I don't think that's. I'd welcome that actually. I guess they might have another Flicker Wisp, right? Swords. Okay, that gives me the time to find that Toxic Deluge I was talking about, or maybe that. Okay, Liliana. That gives me even more time. I don't mind that. Okay. So they're not going to name 3. They're going to name 2. It's not great for Golgari Charm. It's not a good day for Golgari Charm. Neither for him to Turok, I have to say. So yeah, that's not going to be good. Okay, so we're hoping for a Toxic Deluge here. That's kind of our only out. We could play a kind of big creature. Skyclave is an issue. Do I want to actually... No, I don't want to do that. Now they kill Liliana with Phyrexian Revoker. So really here it's kind of, over the next 2 turns, it's Toxic Deluge or bust. pretty much. Sanctum Prelate is pretty good. That's a good card. That is not the card I want to see. Maybe I should have deployed it on one, actually. They also have a Caracas, so this is getting more and more unlikely, I feel. That Sanctum Prelate really got me. And how much do they have? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Toxic Deluge on 2 after that. And Chalice. Chalice on 1. Yeah. X can't be 1 because that's 2. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's not going to work. Sanctum Prelate got me again. Yeah, it's only Toxic Deluge. It's unfortunate. Golgari Charm doesn't work now. Sanctum Prelate is pretty good. Skyclave is pretty good against us. I think we're playing against, and Flagstones is now main kind of in 2 copies, so that's really bad against it. I think they've got like a lot of things that align really well. Did they draw that swords? Could I guess in another universe, maybe I could have drawn like an Abrupt Decay and forced through the Marit Lage, and maybe they didn't have the swords in hand. Although the way that they played, I thought that they had it. Yeah. Okay. Well, that doesn't work. So now Toxic Deluge on 2 is the only thing that we have left. Yeah, that's okay. Nope, that's good. So if I had drawn the Cabal Pit earlier, I would have killed Skyclave, gotten a 2/2. That would have been a bit better, but right now, like that Flicker Wisp got me. Okay, so I'm just gonna concede. Yeah, that I feel like again, I think we got it completely unmatched there. Let's go into the next one and see how that one goes. We're kind of in a bit of a losing streak here, but I think that's going to happen with a deck that doesn't really have the consistency to battle some of these other decks. I don't know. I think DNT, I felt slightly better about it until Skyclave got printed, and then I felt really bad about it. Before Skyclave, it used to be Revokers, Thalias, Mother of Runes, Flicker Wisps, some Spirit of the Labyrinth, which Golgari Charm could destroy. Now, there seems to be more Skyclave, which is a 2/2. I've seen a lot of Sanctum Prelates. I'm thinking they might run 2 or 3. I'll be on the play. That's a nice change. And this is a decent hand. Okay, so now we're doing something. Yeah. I'm just going to go that and pass. Hope for the best. Let's see what we were playing against here. A tropical island. It could be Rugdelver. I guess we're going to fetch either on our turn or their turn. We're going to fetch now, get stifled, and maybe learn our lesson. Oh, no, we didn't get stifled. We're not learning any lesson at all. I think, well, I say Rug Delver. It could be a number of things, right? But I think here, I'm guessing Bayou for him. Bayou for him, or Forest for. No, I guess Bayou for him, and then we'll see where we'll go from there. And let's hope that there's no like misdirection or something like that, and that we survive this brainstorm. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. They can either counter or they can hide their good cards, but at least we might get an idea what they're playing. Yeah, we might get an idea. And depending on that, we might go for play around days next turn, or maybe just go for the combo quickly, or maybe drop Liliana. Hmm. I mean, they could go for something like show and tell next turn, like Ancient Tomb show and tell. But would they splash green without Oko? Is a question. Show and tell. Well, Veil could be good. Veil could still be good. And it's always a worry that I have in my mind. So let's see. Okay. Let's. What do we have here? Flash flying. When quickly against the battlefield, sacrifice and then return another creature you control to its own hand. And then Knight of Autumn, which okay, we know Knight of Autumn. So we're playing against something that we don't know. We have no idea what we're playing against. I've never seen Quickling before. Um, in that case, Liliana might be good, or Sylvan might be good, or just a 2020 might be good. Um, oh, Bayou. Okay, so it's not Rug. It's something else. Cabal Therapy. I wonder what they would go for here. I want to see it. Let's see. Let's see. Shardless Agent. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's a good good one on their end, but yeah, it's nowhere near. So yeah, let's see let's see what they go for. They went for Shardless Agent, but next, I don't know. Could they play like a Veteran Explorer and Flashback? That seems unlikely. They've seen what we have, so they have free reign to do whatever they want. Um, but at least they got rid of a card without getting anything out of it. And we can always Liliana them next turn and try to get something. Birds of Paradise, okay. Kill the birds next turn. Could be good. Actually, Wasteland and Sylvan Library would be nice. I would like that. Another Sylvan, yeah. Well, that's good for ticking up Liana. So I think we're going to go for this and see where it takes us. I don't think they're going to run days. I don't know why I say this, but we're going to kill the bird, bolt the bird, or something along those lines. And next turn we can tick up, get rid of Sylvan Library, play Sylvan Library, go for a 2020, and hope for the best. Maybe just going for a 2020 just wins against this deck. They don't seem. I don't know what their strategy is. Baleful Strix. That's one of their strategies. One of their diverse tactics. Um, they don't have that many lands, so they drew another land. Okay. So Sylvan's Crying for a Wasteland could be something. But I think it's probably better for me to go. Each player discards a card. I should have played Sylvan first, right, to see if it resolves. But I think they don't have any discard. They can't kill Liliana. I like that, but they could fetch a. Yeah, I wonder. They could. They could fetch a Dryad Orb and try to kill Liliana, which Might be good, I guess. It's this non-land card, non-land card name. Okay. So yeah, we're just gonna go for our 2020. We'll get Dark Depths, and then hope that they don't have anything. I mean, they have a Baleful Strix, but that's not good. This is another creature they control. And now a Dryad Arbor, yeah, gets our Liliana. But can they survive a 2020 next turn? Okay. No, they just fetched and they got another land. That's 4 mana. Oh, that's scarier actually. That's a bit scarier than all my other things that I was thinking of. I'm going to get rid of whatever they have in their hand, so they're top decking 100%, and then I have a 2020. So I feel like still, and I get to see 3 with Sylvan, right? Yeah, a Trinisphere also helps in this case. So I'm just going to go a bit crazy here. I don't think there's any reason not to. Everyone discards a card. Yeah, I think there's absolutely no reason not to do this. We have another Aluren that's neither good nor bad. We could play a Trinisphere and insulate ourselves against certain things, but I feel like just they play the top deck. Um, um, no, we can do this actually. We can cast this with Aluren, right? Yeah, this insulates us against a bunch of combo things. Because they still have to pay 3. So, and we can get our 10-20 end of turn, and then Abrupt Decay, that or, well, not Liliana, it, Abrupt Decay. And they can only cast 1 spell, which I don't think is enough to get themselves out of Trinisphere and out of, I guess, Night of Autumn. Nah, Night of Autumn doesn't do anything. So I think we're in the lead on this one. And I've never seen Quickling in Aluren. So when it enters the battlefield, you sacrifice it unless you return another creature you control to its owner hand. So you return Baleful, Strix, you return maybe not of Autumn. That's pretty good. And then I think we'll do it into turn in case they have some main deck thing. They can't attack. We can make a 2020. Okay, now we're going to make a 2020. They have to have so we can make another 2020. Yeah, I'm just going to keep I'm going to pay for life to keep this in hand. I'm going to make sure we both discard something. So they have to cast it now, whatever it is they have. Okay, this gets more interesting, but the problem is that I can just abrupt decay them, right? So regardless of what they have, it doesn't matter. But that was close. They had the right, like if they had gone that, would Recruiter on its own be able to get them there? I wonder. Yeah, I think there's something else that balances Recruiter again, then they get something else, and then they combine those 2 other things and they go off. But Trinisphere was the key here. So they're getting something for next turn, not knowing that They're getting Noble Hierarch. That's weird. Okay. We get rid of this one. We abrupt decay that. And then we attack them for 20. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit unlucky for them, but we did lock them out. Trinisphere is actually pretty decent against Aluren. I think Chalice is probably not the best thing against them. Guard Charm probably good. They run a lot of like 1/1s, little puny creatures, and it does enough damage. Sorcerer Spyglass. I don't know. Duress, they run a lot of creatures, so I don't feel that's the best. Maybe Liliana. Abrupt Decay doesn't have the full set of targets that it could have, so I'm going to take it out because it doesn't hit Aluren. It hits a bunch of creatures, but all of these creatures are 2-for-1s, and I don't think I can. I don't think you can interact with this deck while everything is on the stack. I don't think it works that way, from my understanding. So I'm just going to go with that. Submit the deck list like that. I think. I'll bring back the Abrupt Decay and get rid of the Bajukavog because I think Bajukavog is useless here. And then I'll hope I'll get something that interacts with them pretty well. They're pretty slow. We're definitely slow. And let's go for it. No, we can't keep this. We have to mulligan this one. They keep that, so I think we mulligan this. And an Abrupt Decay, a Liliana, a Smallpox, which if they just play Noble Hierarch like first turn, that's a decent thing to hit. So I think I'm keeping this. And I'm getting rid of Abrupt Decay because I think it doesn't have that many good targets. And then I'm hoping to draw something actually a bit better. So let's hope that they actually go for like Noble Hierarch turn 1 or Birds of Paradise turn 1. Aha! You ask and you shall receive. That's what I've learned from life. Yeah, that's pretty lucky. I don't think they play Wastelands. That's the other thing I'm going to say. So maybe fetching something. I hope I draw another land. That would be great, actually, for me. Yeah, that would be pretty good, another land here. That's good. So I guess I'm casting this, getting rid of Swamp, playing Swamp, and then I'll discard Thespian Stage, I guess. I guess that's the way to do it. They can kill Mox Diamond. This is what I'm kind of worried about. Yeah, no, I think I'll do it this way. Yeah, I'm going to fetch Bayou next turn. That should be good enough. I'll get rid of the Thespian Stage. I'm not completely enthused, but I'm also not, not too sad about it. We are down quite a few cards, though. That has to be said. Okay, let's see. They have another land. Do they have another 1-drop? No other 1-drop. Now we can start building our little empire. Another land is good. Let's keep going. This is actually really ideal. If they play a creature, we can answer it. Brainstorm end of turn. I hope they brainstorm lock themselves. Noble Hierarch. Okay, so they don't have lands, right? And because they don't have lands, I think I'm going to go for Bayou. Maybe another Bayou here. And then I can follow this up next turn with discard and him, which is pretty good. Yeah, and if they don't play another 1-drop, then we are in really good position here to win this game. With a Trinisphere off the top is good also. Yeah, I think I'm going for Sylvan Scrying. I'm going to go for Wasteland because I am a degenerate at heart. And then I think next turn I'm going to go for him and Liliana. Yeah, I like this, him and Liliana. Next turn. Okay, perfect. One him coming up. I have to play the him first, unfortunately. One Liliana coming up. And then I think a Crucible here is, Crucible or Loam are decent. I mean, a kill condition is pretty good. A Scrubland is not great for us. Yeah, this is something. Now we're getting some card advantage. So I'd like it if they draw no more lands. But, okay. Well, it was a good game. If this resolves, which I think they don't have any counter magic now, yeah, it's going to be, they're going to have a bad time. We can also get the combo whenever we want. We have a kill condition and we do that. Okay, that was a win over there. So yeah, there are no conclusions obviously from only this few games. How many games were those? Those were 7 games. Elves, I feel like maybe some wrong choices were made. We played some close games there. I got a bit too aggressive and a bit too, I guess, land destruction heavy. Against TNT, we got really owned. Sanctum Prelate was their all-star. We didn't draw any of our sweepers, which was bad. And yeah, I think we didn't do well there. And against Aluren, we won. I don't even know if that's a favorite matchup. It seemed good. I think if they resolve Aluren, they're favored. But obviously, we played it extremely safe there with the Trinisphere. There was a chance that if I hadn't played that Trinisphere, they could have actually just comboed off, which would have been terrible. But we got there in the end. Cool. That's about it. 1-2 today, and see you tomorrow. Thanks, and thanks for watching.